Hey guys, Sarah here, and today I have the world's first ever fully playerless resin farm. It's a new kind of farm designed by me using a concept discovered by Dashpan recently. And I personally got to learn about this mechanic by watching a video from Leviathan HMC. I will link both of them in the description. And this mechanic involves piercing arrows. So basically, normally under normal circumstances, you can only kill up to 5 entities with a piercing arrow, and as you can see, it pierced only 5 times. However, Dashpam discovered that you can fire an arrow through a portal and it will forget how many entities it has pierced. So basically that's the entire farm. We shoot an arrow up there and fire it into the Kriegings, then send it into the nether, and then from the nether we receive it back into the overworld. I need to break this, otherwise the farm is going to break. And then we receive it into the overworld and repeat the cycle. And originally I designed this farm with 4 Kriegings in mind, and then I discovered that for some reason, even though piercing 4 can only pierce 4 entities, the arrow actually goes through even if you have 5 entities. So it's actually the 6th entity that breaks the arrow. So we can have 5 Kriegings instead. And well, that's pretty much the entire farm. It will only work at night, or well, it will only produce at night. It will still work even during the day. Let me activate this command block so that I don't make a mess. And another problem is that if I go over here real quick, piercing arrows have one issue, and it's the fact that when they land, they stop piercing. So we need to prevent the arrow from landing, and that's the entire point of this water column and this water column here, and the slime block launcher in the nether. We basically fire the arrow here. There's a chance that the arrow doesn't actually work when you first shoot it for some reason, probably because I designed this in like 2 seconds. In fact, I think it broke already, yep. Now the first time, like the first few cycles, can break the... Oh no, it didn't break, it was just... Okay, let me turn on hitboxes, otherwise I miss the arrow way too much. And with this, the farm will be working infinitely, hitting the Krieging and sending it back into the overworld. Now, you may be tempted to add some dogs into the farm, because originally that was my idea. And they can break the farm if you have a dog here, because the dog can hit the Krieging in the same moment that the arrow is flying towards it, and since the Krieging is in invulnerability frames, it just stops the arrow and breaks the farm. So yeah, now we are currently, if I make time set day, night, actually not day, then the farm is going to start producing, and that will be the entire thing. It should have been producing already, but okay, maybe let me disable this actually, so that we can see the items pop out. And we're seeing the items pop out already. Now, if I go into the nether, and hopefully not break anything, I'm probably going to break anything. Yeah, so as you can see, the arrow just triggers a tripwire, makes a slime block launcher. I did this in like 20 minutes or 30, so yeah, it's like this. Now, some considerations to building it is... Now, the farm produces 1,350 items an hour, around that, more or less. I did three 1-hour tests for Kriegings, and then I discovered that I can use 5, and then I made 1 test. And assuming that the time is, that you never sleep, because if you sleep then the night gets cut short, then it produces 1,350 items an hour, which for a farm that basically requires no player action and no player like nearby, it's pretty decent, I'd say. There's resin farms out there like Funocrash Design that produces 180,000 items an hour, but like you need to be there, and you also need the 100,000 items an hour. Now the farm also uses turtle eggs to prevent pigmen from building up here and potentially breaking the farm because they can collide with the arrow, reducing the amount of entities that it can pierce. So yeah, those two. In fact, there should be an egg here, but mistakes. And if you want to copy the exact design that I built, it's facing south. The top portal is facing south. It's 21 blocks long, the main drop. And then it's just an observer with a string in front with a 8 game tick delay. 6 blocks until the portal, so 1 for every Krieging. You'll need this trapdoor here to keep the Kriegings in place. And then in the nether side, it's just a simple tripwire hook with no delay and a target block to make this. And this portal is, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 9 out or 10 out if you start counting from this block, and then 1 up. But you can just eyeball that if you don't want. And then this part here is it's just a water stream. It's not, this is, well, I will that, but this is flowing water. So to build it, just place that, and then just place a block in there. And I stop the farm now. You can stop the farm at any time by doing that, especially if you are in here, but when you leave, it's fine. And that's pretty much it. Like, there's much to improve, honestly. Like, you can make the beginning 100% reliable, you can make multiple modules. Of course, every arrow can only pierce 5 creakings at a time, so you can only have up to 5 creakings per module. Unless we discover something else, or unless Mojang patches this, because to be fair, sending an arrow into the nether makes no sense. Like, why would it remember it? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, editor Zeta here, I forgot to mention 2 things. First, the nether side is actually facing west, not south. So the main side is facing south, the nether side is facing west. And there's actually 3 things I forgot to mention. Another important thing is that first, you can use minecarts to get the creakings in place. You should have the creakings each in their own block. If you have them all stacked in one block, the arrow can usually pierces through them but doesn't hit them. I don't know why, it's probably some thick thing, or maybe it's a limit to the amount of entities that can be hurt by the arrow, I don't know. But yeah, having them all in one block doesn't work. And there was something else and I completely forgot it. Oh yeah, and you can use an ender pearl to load the farm. I completely forgot because I have it here. I did this with command. You can just use the typical Soul Sand design, exactly this thing, but instead of having a slime block here, you will have an ender pearl, and that's it. And now that's actually the entire thing that I wanted to mention.